latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Telling you guys a bit of a product review video on a product from Easy Camp. So with me today I've got the Easy Camp Fairfields awning. So essentially the Fairfields kind of sits in Easy Camp's kind of touring collection. So it's a collection of awnings that is designed to be kind of small, light in terms of weight, and very sort of inexpensive, you know, very kind of price orientated. And that's where actually is a bit remarkable for some of the price points you see kind of in their touring collection, for what you pay and for what you get. And to a certain extent I will say you can actually see the difference in quality and a little bit of the finish, but I have to say, you know, if you want something that's sort of very kind of, should we say, cheap, but still a sort of a decent, fairly good quality of awning in terms of the workmanship put together, then it's got a quite nice offering. So the touring collection with me today, I've got the Fairfields. Essentially it's a very simplistic kind of two fiberglass poles over the top to create a kind of a dome, and then you've got a tunnel section. The overall measurements are 280 by 280, and there's about a 30 centimetre tunnel section onto it itself. We've got some fiberglass poles, so it's about 12.7 mil, so a decent sort of diameter poles. There's a slight pre-angled joint as well to try and give a bit more of an arc. Pitches it externally first, but you can sort of feed it on, thread the poles through, put the ring in the pins, clip the poles onto the canvas, and it goes up from there. And we've done our own little pitching, packing video, which you can check out as well. Took myself, best part, I think, 12 minutes or so to pitch. So again, it's something small, something a bit more, you know, for shorter periods of time. In terms of the attaching it to the van, so you've got multiple methods you can look at. It's designed to fit vehicles that run have about a fixation point about 180 to 205. It's got quite a narrow little bracket. You can go down the conventional kind of way of physically feeding it into kind of the beading on the actual awning rail itself. Personally, I'd recommend going for a fixing kit because it's going to allow you to drive away a bit easier. If you don't have a rail system in there, or a winder awning for that matter, you can merely throw over guide points that you can chuck over the top of the vehicle and pull it back over the other side to bring that tunnel section up towards the actual bodywork itself. And failing that, there's also little Velcro straps in the corners that allow you to kind of go around some roof bars or roof rack if you've got that ability. It's quite simplistic, no kind of tunnel doors on either side. You're going straight directly into the main body of the awning, and you've still got a little webbing adjuster strap to take up the excess fabric to get a bit tauter. When the tunnel is sort of, when you can drive away, it's almost like a gazebo. You roll it back, toggle it back like so, and it's all sort of nice and neatly there. Guide points throughout of it obviously can allow you to get a bit more tension into it, so you can get a bit more tension onto it. But it's when you look at, say, the fabric itself, we're running about sort of about a 70 denier material. It looks around about, it's about 3,000 mil high sheet head, so it's not a bad waterproof rating. When we come to looking kind of, is a ground sheet included with the actual awning, and I think this is where it's a little bit telltale signs that definitely it's more of a price orientated, and you do pay for what you get. You know, it's a good awning in terms of offering a space for the kind of small amount of price it is. The ground sheet itself that sits in here, it sort of velcros in. It's kind of like a little bit of bathtub feel. We'll bring the camera around in a second, so it rises up a little bit. But in terms of the Velcro, it's got literally, it's probably every foot there's a Velcro pad, so you do see a bit of a gap between. So again, it does reflect in the price. When you look at things like the zip pullers as well, necessarily it's quite a sort of a smaller size zip. Again, it's all these things kind of do relate to why you pay what you do. You've got a ventilation point above here to help with a little bit of circulation of air. The door that zips directly down just kind of covers it. In fact, let's bring the camera around a bit more, probably a bit easier to get a bit more of a grasp for it. So once we kind of come around and sort of stare straight down it, for example. So you can see from the back we've got the overall size. Like I said, the ground sheet doesn't fit as taut as you may want to. It's got 4 pegging points in either corner just to kind of brace it, and then it kind of velcros onto the side of the guide sheets. The front strap here, sort of lip here, kind of velcros up, toggles up or toggles down, and then velcros to kind of the door when it's in place. We've got windows on either side for the PVC windows, and to be fair, there is also toggle up privacy curtains to get where you want to. The overall sort of entranceway into the awning is a little bit of a dip, so you can nip it in half. When you sort of stand up right in the middle here, you know you can stand up quite happily. There's also a hanging point for a lantern just to feed directly through if you wanted to. In kind of the back tunnel door section here as well, there's actually a drop down back part, so you can almost create a little bit of a veranda kind of feel into the actual sort of tunnel section. Now this tunnel door will sort of zip from left to right or right to left depending on how you want to go for it. So it doesn't matter if you've got, say, a UK van or a sort of continental van where the door might slide back on the driver's side or passenger side, that door can quite aptly accommodate it. So if we use it like a normal kind of UK van itself, actually that is a lie, it goes from right to left. There's 4 zip pullers, so yeah, actually it goes back the other way. So you can toggle it back like so. The only thing I fear is you want to probably have it fully open or not open at all. Reason being is if you have the sliding door, then the sliding door is going to make the entrance here and not necessarily back there. So to be fair, let's, in that case, open up towards the front part of the door. There's a little kind of pocket that's just located in the corner, and it just kind of shovels itself into that little pocket there. And then again, that lip can kind of, you can peg that down a little bit to kind of create a little bit of a trip-free access in. In fact, let's bring the camera in, might be a better idea. So as we kind of come into the actual part itself, you can see kind of, it's a bit hard to get the ground sheet taut when you've only got sort of 4 points and the shape of it kind of bows out. You can probably just about see there the gap between the part. So, you know, it kind of gives you a bathtub effect. So it feels a bit like a more Sony ground sheet, but there's evident visual gaps around there. Like I said, it's just a little bit of the finish of it kind of does reflect of why it's the price. Now the tunnel section itself here as well, the tunnel's not quite tall and big enough to fully open that sliding door back, but you can go nearly all the way and leave that sort of tunnel door open. But you can see it does give you a bit more of a sheltered area. For me, I see this as probably more of a kind of sheltered area for storage or for putting on top of tables and chairs into. To be fair, you can almost use it purely as a gazebo, just because the sort of space it does kind of give you. But from a side point of view, the fit of it sits quite nicely. You can see how it sort of funnels in from the main part. And as you kind of come round to the back side, we've got the same idea again on trying to how it fits. I think overall for what it does, I think, you know, it's not a bad item. If you're looking for sort of kind of the first kind of awning, then it's not a bad little option. It certainly is a sort of a starter pack. I think it works well. If you want something that's got probably a little bit more, a few more features, or a slightly, a little bit more of a, say, durable feel, then I think it's definitely worth paying a little bit more and going for sort of the awnings that kind of sit above that, looking down lines of something like the Van Gogh Pharos or the Outdoor Revolution Cayman, or the Kona, the Trips. There's a few out there that probably are a little bit more in terms of price point, got more features built into them, but I think, like I said, for the sheer kind of price point of this, I think it sort of is very much in a league of its own. So by all means, check the link below this video if you wish to sort of have a look at more of the features built into the actual awning itself. Things from the pack size, pack weight, the floor dimensions, the individual sort of spec parts of it as well. We've got listed in the link below, and of course, more importantly, the price. But something a bit different. Again, something I think different in terms of offering something for people who don't want to spend an awful lot of money, and maybe want to use it a few times a year, if that, and not too fussed about having it completely enclosed or having the fit just right. I think for me, it's quite a nice option at a very affordable price. But so that's our little video review on the EasyCamp Fairfields. For more information, by all means, do feel free to let us know. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, but thank you for watching.